planetary health with a strong tilt towards maternal and neonatal health. I also have a very strong interest in climate change, the impact of climate on health, especially as it affects women and children in the global south. Beyond that, I'm also interested in antimicrobial resistance. I had a paper published last year on the ethics of antimicrobial resistance, but my microbiology predispositions are a little bit lower than my public health predispositions. And so towards the public health center, I push a little bit more towards climate and the health of women and children in different forms and functions. Presently, I do not have so much time on my hand to put out research activities because of conflict I'm presently going through a phase where I have a lot of conflicting activities pulling me back from the research space. But hopefully at the turn of the end of the year and the turn of the new year, I hope to come back in full force towards research and academia. And so that's briefly about myself and a welcome introduction to everyone. I would like to hand it over back to Dr. Mona to hear from those who are also in the house. I do not know if you want me to call on the other attendees to introduce themselves, or if you'd like to do that from your end, Dr. Mona.
Yes, please, Samuel. Thank you for the introduction, and also I would like you to greet all the new members now. Thank you.
Okay. If by new members, if you mean the people who are new to me, I would appreciate that, because I see some new faces that I'm not very familiar with. I do not know if they are new members. I think it's as a result of my absence in the last 2 or 3 meetings of the MRN. So which do you want me to go with? Is it just the new members on the list, or the people who I think are new to me?
Okay, Samuel, pardon for this, but let me handle this issue. I would like to begin with Dr. Noha, because Dr. Noha we have met before on personal basis. So welcome to the MRN space, Dr. Noha. It's lovely to see you here.
Yeah, thank you so much, Dr. Mona. Actually, it is a pleasure to see all of you again. We've met in a lot of other meetings talking about very interesting discussions. So it's great to be part of this network. So I don't consider myself like a new member or something. So hello, everyone. I'm glad to be here. I'm Noor Rafai. My background is forensic medicine and toxicology at the Faculty of Medicine, Ain Shams University, Cairo, Egypt. I also a Duke One Health Training Program graduate, North Carolina, USA, the Vice Director of the Grants Office at Ain Shams University. I trained at the National Council for Women in the cases related to the gender-based violence. And also I'm as a certified trainer for the sustainable development issues and the SDGs in the Ministry of, Ministry of Planning and Economic Development. And my passion is about, and of course, where I met Dr. Mona. So it was the Ain Shams University, Mina Fry. It's a medical education, a 2-year fellowship at Ain Shams University. And this is actually where we met. And it was a great opportunity, of course, to meet her. My passion is about a lot of things, actually: internationalization, sustainable development in general, the planetary health. And now I'm a member of the committee at my university in the sustainable development, and we're working on multiple files on climate change because, as all of you know, Egypt is going to host COP27 in Sharm el-Sheikh in November. So a lot of universities are now preparing a lot of things related to the climate change case. So I'm working with the sustainability committee at Ain Shams University now in order to work on multiple goals to present something in the conference, and also to try to improve the university from the sustainable development impact or the sustainable development in general. This is generally, and of course the gender-based violence. I teach the things that's related to for women, how to provide them with the services in order to people who are exposed to violence. And so these are kind of the things that I'm really passionate about. And again, I'm so happy to be part of this network. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Dr. Noha, for this beautiful elaboration on your work. Yes, Samuel, you are right. Most of the members, they are already our established members in the MRN, so there is no a new member today except Dr. Noha. Maybe others can watch the recording at their leisure. So to make a time check, we have to proceed with the agenda of today. So now I can invite Vanessa to speak in her capacity as Executive Secretariat of this space.
So hello, it's a pleasure to be here. I'm Vanessa Góes, I'm from Brazil, and I represent the extension of ACOFI's MRN vision, mission, and values to the Global South. I am an integrative health professional. I'm a multidisciplinary person and professional. So I'm an artist, dance and performer. Integrative health professional. I am registered dietitian. I work with Pilates and body movement, as well as a wellness mentor. And I'm doing, as a researcher, I consider myself a transdisciplinary researcher. I'm finishing my doctoral in the Federal University of Rio de Janeiro in food science this year, hopefully. And I'm studying biochemistry related also to the fetal maternal unit as Samuel, in the placenta metabolism using antioxidants and bioactive compounds. And in an MRM, in the planetary health field, I'm very interested in connecting lifestyle with this holistic and systemic health status. So I'm very interested in food systems, sustainable food systems, and from the micro to the macro, like lifestyle and microbiota, this connection. Also, I think it's very important to bring the traditional knowledge and traditional medicine and culture up to the research level. So I think MRN comes in this field, bringing all this knowledge, connecting this knowledge, doing this translational, bidirectional translational cross-link between community knowledge and research knowledge. I think this is urgent for us to achieve a flourishing society based on integrative health. What else? I think I said all. It's a pity that we don't have the new members here, but I hope that you're going to be watching this in some moment. So I would like to welcome you all. Noah, welcome to this space. And if I remember something else, I'll write in the chat. Thank you very much for your presence. Thank you, Mona. I will give back to you.
Thank you, Vanessa, and you also have wisdom. Beside all these affiliations, you have a lot of wisdom, and your contribution here in the MRN space is really enriching. So now let me also introduce Yusuf, Tajuddin Yusuf. The floor is yours now.
Okay, greetings to everyone. Please, can you hear me clearly?
Yes, very clear.
Okay, thank you so much. So I am Tajuddin Yusuf. I'm a microbiologist from the University of Law in Nigeria. So presently, I'm currently undergoing my master's degrees in public health and field epidemiology at the University of Ibadan, Nigeria. And my research interest actually focuses on tackling the public health threat of infectious diseases, especially zoonoses, in a holistic and planetary health fashion. So especially when we are, as well as the factor driving the emergence and re-emergence of infectious diseases, such as the climate change and anthropogenic activities. So presently, I am the executive manager and director of research at African Community of Planetary Partners for Health and Environment, Mentorship Research Network. So my role as the executive manager of this promising initiative is to assist in coordinating and organizing research studies, including a manuscript drafting, reviewing, and editing. So my role also expands to educating and sharing new findings as well as discoveries with MRN teams. So I also, alongside with the teams, we can also attend seminars, conferences, and other academic events to promote studies. So, but before I delve into that, so I wouldn't want to spend much time into my activities as a research manager. So, first, I would like to discuss a bit of what we are doing at MRN. So, the MRN community is an African community, but let me put it that way, whereby we focuses on interdisciplinary research, aims toward promoting research output in this part of the world, in Africa. So why are we doing this? We actually recognize that the rate of research output from Africa is very, very low. So and according to research, Africa community contributes to about 2% of research. And despite the fact that we have existing initiatives already, which are trying to address this particular research gap, but these initiatives, though they are really trying, but still we are unable to meet up with we are unable to meet up with substantial output. So what have we done so far in this MRN community? So in a bid to meeting up the research outputs. So in this MRN community, we have actually done quite a lot in terms of publications and in terms of international conferences. So for instance, in 2021, yes, we attended the In Vivo Planetary Health Conference, whereby we presented most of our findings, and most of these findings were actually applauded, and the facilitator of the conferences really appreciate our presentations. So we have also done quite a lot in terms of publications. So for instance, recently we published a manuscript on planetary health on antimicrobial resistance, whereby we recommended the need for a planetary health approach in addressing the issue of antimicrobial resistance. Because why we pushed forward this manuscript was that we realized that most of the effort in the past and even presently, we're actually focusing in trying to address the issue of antimicrobial resistance, tackling these issues from the biomedical lens. Meanwhile, the problem of antimicrobial resistance is actually a complex one, which requires a multidisciplinary approach. So this is why we decided to recommend the planetary health approach in order to address these issues, because if we take a look at antimicrobial resistance deeply, we would realize that it requires the effort of different researchers from different disciplines, which needs even it cross across and it expands beyond the issue of researchers from different disciplines. It also requires the need for the coming together of different sectors, yes, so that we'll be able to like share ideas. When different sectors come together, meet different researchers, share ideas, they will be able to avoid a silo thinking when trying to address the issue of antimicrobial resistance. So we also have some ongoing manuscripts which are in the process about to be published, because there's something about research. When you are trying to publish in a reputable journals, it takes times before the manuscript is being published, because we have people that review these, do a lot. So we are really doing it. We are trying our best and trying to make sure that the research output from this African region is actually substantial. So also what we are looking forward to achieve as in this MRN community is we are looking forward to increase our research output, the rate of publications, particularly in reputable journals. This is a promising initiative. So we don't subscribe to predatory journals, fake journals. So we focus on quality research, and then we focus on quality journals. So we also what we are also looking forward is to increase our accessibility to grants, so that we'll be able to shift the narrative from review papers and systematic reviews to original research. So another important thing that we are looking forward to achieve is to increase the number of international and national collaboration. Yes, we are looking forward to collaborate with different global initiatives, so that the MRN and the MRN ACOFI will actually will be on the global spot, yes, so that people will recognize this at the global level as well. So we are trying to also, we are looking forward to increase our networking. And then, so now, having said this, what do I expect from new members? So I'm sorry, I welcome every new members to this group. I should have said this earlier, but I don't think it's too late to say this. So you all are welcome to these promising initiatives, and we promise you that together we are going to achieve something meaningful and something great. So what do I expect from you? So the first thing I expect from you as the executive director of research, just like I mentioned earlier, that I coordinate research and also engage in manuscript preparation, draftings, and the like. So I expect your commitment, because I believe we all are from different fields, right? So, but I think we have something in common. We are trying to address the public health threats, which is actually affecting us here in Africa. We know that Africa is one of the most vulnerable. Yes. So we are trying to address this with this public health threat, and then we need a collaborative effort to address this. So what I expect from you is your commitment to research, your dedication, your availability, then your acceptance of responsibility. If you are given a particular task, for instance, if we have a particular project, let's say we are working on zoonosis and we have our outline already shared to each members. So you should like learn to accept your responsibility. If you know you will not be available, then you should notify us earlier, so that we'll be able to shift the task to another person. So we all recognize that everyone is busy. Everyone might be busy with one or other things, particularly since we all realize that some of us are currently undergoing our studies or doing one or two things. So if you are not available, make sure you notify us. So what I also expect from you is standard and quality work, as well as research ethics. So when you are doing research, you should always adhere with research ethics. So, and more importantly, respect the deadlines. This is very important. When you have a particular task, when you are given a particular task, you should make sure that you meet up with the deadline. Respect the deadline is very, very important. So, and also prioritize and recognize the importance of collaboration. I think this is the key goal, and this is the main reason why, this is one of the reasons why the MRN is established. We are trying to recognize the importance of collaborations. And I would like to chip in the quote of Sir David Attenborough at COP26 in Glasgow. So according to Sir David Attenborough, he said, while I quote, "If working apart, we are forces powerful enough to destabilize our planet, surely working together, we are powerful enough to save it." So we recognize that most of these threats that we are currently facing in our world today, we are responsible for these threats. So if we are responsible for these threats apart. So if we come together, if we collaborate together, then definitely we'll be able to address these threats effectively. So I would like to end my conversation now. So you all are welcome once again. I am Tajuddin Yusuf. I'm the Executive Manager and Director of Research at ACOFI MRN. Thank you.
Much appreciated. Dean Yusuf, and I echo everything that you said, that commitment is required, and also responding to deadlines, and having this passion to collaborate for research purposes is always our target. So with this, we are running short of time, and I will just summarize my bio in something very important that I initiated in 2017 in Cairo University, which is medical humanities and narrative medicine, which is also connected to planetary health. And so I feel like MRN is an extension of my experience in this course that has been really transformative for many students. And so it all lies in the narrative. It all lies in the narrative. And so this paradigm shift is needed in health and in environmental issues also, so that we can achieve the desirable outcome. We will learn more about this paradigm shift, but later on, after we hear from our co-founders and chairs of ACOFI Space and their value to scientific research and also the genesis of ACOFI and MRN. So let me invite you, Nathan and Nightingale, to speak about ACOFI and the genesis of MRN.
Thank you, Mona, and thank you all for being here today. I appreciate the opportunity to share briefly a little bit of the story about how we came together. It's not been that long ago, just a little bit over a year, that the project of ACOFI was birthed from a team of volunteers, many of whom are present with you here today, who came together with just this commitment that is being articulated today, that Africa is a special place, a place with amazing opportunities, amazing creativity, and a true passion to break through and eliminate these problematic, arbitrary divides between areas like health and environment that prominently feature today in the academic and research world, along with more generally within governments and policy and politics. So a big thank you to you all for helping to bring us together, and a very strong vote of support that I think we are on the right pathway and are on to big things. So just a little bit more specific points in our evolutionary history. In January of 2021, that volunteer team came together to talk about ways that we could work together in anticipation of the Planetary Health Annual Meeting. And that point in time is also very relevant to what's coming up in about 3 months as well. The next Planetary Health Annual Meeting, where we will have some ACOFI representation and an invitation and challenge that I would like to share with you today, that we can come together, mobilize around this event, and invite our friends and colleagues to participate, because it is truly essential and vital that African researchers, African voices be maximally and appropriately represented in these global spaces. So then in April of 2021, we had a very active participation in the annual meeting. And I know that's probably the definite point where Vanessa became a member of the ACOFI community and has very strongly participated since that point. Then a few days later, we started looking at ways that we could structure this all volunteer project in a way that would link people with like-minded allies and advocates. So we decided that action teams would be a good structure for us to attempt that. and that is where the Mentoring and Research Network was given birth as an action team of ACOFI. And since that time, it has really taken off and done amazing things in very short order. So congratulations for what has come so far, and looking forward to much more great things to come. And just a brief update from some of what we are doing at the ACOFI organizational level. Nightingale and I were just in Kenya for a little over a month, and here we are looking to register ACOFI in Africa as the birth point, the starting point. And we had a really exciting kickoff events where, together with the Kenya Forestry organization called KEFRI, we invited schools, and we had 350 people come together with teachers and students talking about planting of indigenous trees. We were on the national news, and we are actively working together with that team to see about what it looks like to have the translational interdisciplinary model where we have a place-based, community-centered approach to planetary health that we in ACOFI, we in MRN will be piloting, and we're confident that the rest of the world will be interested and even wanting to learn from the innovations that we are doing. So looking forward to getting to know all of you better and continuing the important work that we are doing. Thank you all again.
Thank you so much, Nathan. And I would like also to hear from Nightingale, the leader of ACOFI. So if she's available.
Yes, let me call her. She's working with our kids with the online classes, but I'll call her and hope to get her soon.
Yeah, and Fadila and Rahimi also, they are part of this team. So let them know that we are greeting them also in this meeting. So until Nightingale show up, let me just read one of the values that is related to scientific research, that in MRN we value that planetary health, One Health, eco health, and climate and health, indigenous knowledge system, etc. All of these they descended from a common perspective, which is to advocate for community of practice and so on. And so in MRN, we see that all these initiatives, they are complementary and should not be competitive. And so during our research manuscripts, we emphasize that either of these multi-system approaches should be adopted according to the best practice of it. So with this, I'm going to shift to the next slide, or Nightingale's ready now.
She's still tied up, but she passed on her warm welcome. So thanks for that.
Okay, no problem. I would also like to greet Chanel, Joe, and Yola. Habiballah is here, and also our new member, Kijilja. Am I pronouncing that right or not? But let me tell you that all the people that you can see here, they are like the steering committee of the MRN, where we all started in June as new member, as new community. And so I should always acknowledge them for bearing with me and bearing with the establishment of this virtual space in each initial cycle. And also greetings to Bwalia. Bwalia is the executive team member of ACOFI and also spearheading the Indigenous Knowledge Systems Action Team. Kilinchia, you can hear me now? Vanessa, maybe you can help me with the name, because I don't know if I pronounce it right or not.
Well, I'm not sure. It's Kadocha? Kadocha? I would say, with my Portuguese background. Can you hear us? Ficando.
Okay, so
Yeah.
a quick agreements before we start, because this is the format of all our meetings, all our virtual meetings. We should respect our time frame, and we should respect that all of us have a different domain of interest, and so we are multidisciplinary. This should be really honored, and so the strengths of our diverse input should be also recognized and celebrated, instead of it turns into conflicts. We aim at uniting our purpose and achieving multidisciplinary research. And so maybe it will be something unfamiliar if you didn't join before multidisciplinary teams. But believe me, this experience is brilliant, because you will have your knowledge really expanded in areas you will never ever think about. So we should always focus on issues and not personality. So I would advise you that during this meeting, if you have any questions, anything to elaborate on, kindly use the chat box, because we will accelerate in the coming hour because of our time frame. And also let us know if you have any technical issues that prevent you from joining meetings in general, or this meeting in particular, by texting us on the WhatsApp. If you have any concern, also use your virtual hands. The agenda, as you see here, we should speak about what has already been done, so that we can scan all the landscape of research initiatives and compare it to what the MRN is trying to achieve. And thus we will have a reflection for this question. After that, we will mention why our work is important, and also what do we intend to do. We will invite you in this discussion, and then how can we do this work? This will be by collecting your feedback at the end of the meeting. So allow me now to give you a simple example that we are following, and it's like ages ago they are following since Aristotle: the observation, reflection, and then action. And so if you apply this for education, for example, it's like assessment, evaluation, and then collecting feedback and grading. In medicine, because my background is in medicine, so we start with the clinical history taking, and then diagnosis, and then at the end, management and therapy. And so this simple methodology is really very important if we are trying to answer all these questions. Because this initiative of MRN originated from Africa and spearheaded by African researchers and the Global South by extension, Vanessa. So we will need always to put in our mind what is the vision of the whole African continent, and so we can align with the African Union, for example. As you can see here, there is a section about the mission of the science, technology, and innovation strategy till 2024. And also this should be integrated with the whole agenda till 2063. But nevertheless, let's just focus more on what other networks has been on the landscape of research in general. So maybe Yusuf, you can just briefly you can elaborate on that in brief, that what we are doing in MRN is still different.
All right. Thank you so much. So what I'll just say regarding this is there are other African networks which are related to scientific research. So, and you can find all these network here. We have the Africa Oxford Initiatives. We have the Africa Research Network, Warwick Institute of Advanced Studies. So we have Research Africa Network. So yeah, the research network that we have. But as for the MRN initiative, what really make the MRN stand out is as a result of the interdisciplinary research that we are doing, collaborative research. So and this is what makes us stand out in the sense that we consider people irrespective of their field. So far it is interrelated, and and the input from the researchers will actually contribute to what we are doing. So I think this is why the MRN differs from this. So, and then, okay, so now, despite the fact that although these initiatives have been in existence, right, even before the MRN, but the goals, the research output, the global output regarding research, is not achievable. But as for the MRN, we are trying our best to make sure we meet up with this goal. So, and by God's willing, so we'll definitely achieve it. So,
Yeah, thank you so much, Yusuf. And this brings us to the question, what other global networks you think we should collaborate with? So I would like to ask our new members first about what other global networks you think the MRN should collaborate with, because maybe you are already placed in another initiative or something similar. So please let us know if you have anything in mind to share with us. We have Habiballah. Habiballah, maybe you can introduce yourself and then go through this question.
Greetings to everyone on this platform. Greetings specifically to the executives of ACOFI and ACOFI MRN, and greetings to the members of MRN. And I also extend my greetings to we, the new members that are just joining. And honestly, I would like to say that there's been a really insightful session so far, and I can't wait to get started with MRN activities. This is eye-watering, and it's superb. Yeah, sorry, my name is Abi Bolajipo, and I'm a microbiologist, finished with a BSc in microbiology from University of Ilorin, Nigeria. And currently I'm in my fourth year Bachelor of Pharmacy program at the same university. And my research interests span from, I would like to say that I'm an early career researcher and a scientist. And I have a keen interest in biotechnology, infectious disease, and antimicrobial resistance. As well as I'm also a strong advocate of holistic approaches such as One Health and Planetary Health as a panacea to various infectious diseases. And so I think MRN will be a platform that will span me through my research activities, and as well as to be able to contribute a lot to the activities of MRN, as I've heard from various presentation that has been done today, that collaboration is key. Not only that, it's also emanates to dedication and commitment. And it has been, as I said earlier, it has been awesome. It has been insightful and fantastic. Thank you so much for that. And thank you so much to all the presenters so far. And as for the questions being asked about other collaborations with other network or other big organizations, yet I don't have an answer to that for now. because I think having a slight glitch with network earlier. So I'm just trying to fit in with the session. I think as we go on through the section, I'll probably bring up my questions that will be of interest to the topic of discourse. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Habiballah. I'm really happy that you joined the MRN in this cycle, and I'm looking forward to serious work. Thank you, Habiballah. Yes, Dr. Noha?
So I think that one of the global networks that we can work with, it's not very related only to planetary health, but it's related to global and equitable health all around the world. It's called Tough Towards Unity for Health. So it is, and I'm just checking up the website now. It's an interprofessional, multicultural, and the global hub on social accountability, and it's open to all individuals who work in an interprofessional or multicultural interest for global and equitable health. I've been working for them for many years now, and they have a great program about mentoring. So because the network is called MRN, so it's Mentoring Research Network. So they have a lot of great mentoring programs. So they let students from all around the world apply, I think, from medicine, nursery, and some other health professions education networks to apply for these programs. And then they categorize them into mentoring networks. And then each one is the responsibility of a mentor. So I've been a mentor with them for some time, and they were talking about the social determinants of health, everything that's related to the statistics of the diseases, and a lot of cases that is related to their particular country and the other countries. So you can imagine that a network. So I was mentoring, I think, 10 to 15 students per group. And then the students, they have kind of common backgrounds about the health problems around the world and everything, but everyone will share his or her own experience. So it was a great beneficial course because we got a lot of benefit from them, and then they got a lot of benefit from others. We've learned a lot about information from other countries. So each one was from a different country. And then we were working in these groups, and we reconvene each month, I think, on monthly basis with someone who is mentoring the whole program itself. So it was a great mentorship program for the students who are in, I don't remember exactly the age range, or don't remember the criteria of selection. I can dig in and send you on the group, but I think it's a great network to work with. And also we can benefit from their mentorship program as well. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Dr. Noha. This is really interesting because I've been also in conversation with Robert Woolard. I don't know if this professor of family medicine, you met him before or not, but he is established in this tough collaborative space. And he also advised me to link in with him, but then I was really overwhelmed with the other research work going on and conference attendance and so on. But maybe Samuel, you can give me the green light, Samuel, because this email has been bending like this, and I didn't yet reply. But it's in the agenda, you know, Dr. Noha, it's in the agenda. But then we have to prioritize because we also reached out to EcoHealth International, and also this collaborative step has been bending because we are trying to set the foundation first of the MRN. So thank you so much, Dr. Noha. I will move on to what has already been on solid ground as collaborative moves from the MRN. First of all, it was the in vivo planetary health with Dr. Susan Prescott and the Nova Institute Integration Hub at the USA, and also a memorandum of understanding between the MRN and the Dutch AfroConnect, which is based in the Netherlands and spearheaded by our ACOFI member, Vedast. And also we have reached out to Assistant Professor Sue Isaac. She is from Maine University in the US, and also she is running an initiative called Microbial and Social Equity Working Group. She's also mentoring early career researchers and also running symposium and a lot of fantastic work. So all the global networks, they are like a good opportunity to collaborate with, but then we have to prioritize our capacity building strategy and also our steps forward. And so with this, I would like to remind myself and remind you of our objectives, because this is like our roadmap that we are pivoting around. So instead of reading all this, I will showcase this video so that you will have an idea about what this space is offering.
Our strength as MRN is rooted in mentorship. Our group is made up of seasoned and early career researchers. We hold sessions on different relevant topics to equip us with the necessary skills required to conduct research. Our sessions are integrated with art and culture. Another important aspect of the MRN is the emphasis on networking.
Our objectives: to strengthen a collaborative network for cross-disciplinary knowledge exchange.
We even acknowledge MRN and ACOFIF, One Health, Planetary Health, and Equal Health. They have similar goals, which is to achieve sustainable planet.
Promoting skills development by mentoring early career researchers.
My name is Anna, and I'm part of the Mentoring Research Network. And the reason why I became a part of the Mentoring Research Network is because I'm an early career researcher.
Tackling pressing continental health issues by conducting secondary research. Planning and executing primary research with interdisciplinary approaches. To leverage the invaluable insights of indigenous knowledge systems. To stimulate discussions with key policymakers at national and continental level.
Together, I believe we can make Africa great again. It was never done for us, and whatsoever we do would not be for ourselves. We are trying to make the world a better place for the generation that is coming right behind us, for a bit of ourselves that will still continue to be on earth, and for the generations yet unborn. Our desires and our hope is that the future will pay us back in good coins.
Okay, so thank you for listening to this video, and pardon me, we are really running short of time, so instead of having this eye break ledger and the music break, maybe you can consider this piece of music as a break, because we want really to run in this presentation. So I will receive all your feedback in the feedback form. So regarding why our work is important, Actually, as you all know, that we have a lot of internationally developed packages being adopted in Africa since ages. But then it's not really translated on community-based level, and so its impact is not really harvesting its intended outcome. By Akufi membership, first, it identifies that different advocates across different holistic approaches are welcome because this space is all inclusive, and so we can have this open conversation about the synergies, overlaps, and also how to effectively integrate all of these holistic approaches to bring the best for our African continent. And so the key idea about Akufi and MRN, that it is spearheaded by Africans and also organically developed within Africa. And so we are like translating everything we face as challenges in anthropocentrism and sustainability development from the perspective of natives living in the global south. For example, the non-communicable diseases is estimated to be on a rise of 27% by 2030 as per the WHO report, and also a 25% increase in the global disease burden. And as you all know that Africa is really endemic in neglected tropical diseases. Nevertheless, after the COVID-19 pandemic, things become really critical, and also putting this in the context of the war, the Ukrainian war nowadays, and also what Africa is facing regarding undernutrition. It is really overwhelming if you put all this together as non-communicable and communicable diseases. So let me handle this slide now to you, Vanessa, to speak about the benefits of the holistic approaches.
No, I'm sorry. It's just could you check with Johan? He just called me. Maybe he's having trouble to come in. Could you check? Yes. So, what can I say about this? Yeah, we're facing a very huge challenge as humanity, and it's time for us to rethink, reasonify our thinking individually, our values, the way we relate to people, the way we relate to other beings and the planet as individuals. So we can change in all scales towards a possible world, right? So that's why it's very important to interconnect all the scales, because they are all interconnected and they are all interdependent, starting with individuals, values, and our lifestyle. So what do we choose to buy, to eat? And this way we will be contributing to a certain food system, to a certain systems, to be able to change in the big scale. Yes, I think it's in the research field, it's very important for us to achieve. I speak as a clinician too, but in the research field, I think it's very important. Two main things that I think MRN are very focused in is to, first of all, to insert this transversal communication within the fields in the research. So this collaboration, this transdisciplinary collaboration. So we can be talking about food, about lifestyle, about administration, all the levels. We need professionals and people that are focused in all levels, communicating and exchanging knowledge to be able to face this complex and systemic problem. And so this is one point. So that's why I'm very glad that you are joining in, because each one of you are bringing your own knowledge and your own field of experience to put together all these pieces and to be able to change certain paradigms, as well as do this crossing between research, academic knowledge and the community knowledge, which is, especially talking, don't mention indigenous knowledge in this context, because especially in this context that in our, climate change and all these problems that we are facing, like in environmental, social, these people, they have this knowledge, right? They know since ever how to deal and to deal with life, with the nature and with the planet in a sustainable way. And they are not in the academy. They don't have this language. They don't have access to this. So this is the importance of us in the research. We translate our knowledge, having this community approach, acting in the community, and also to try to bring this knowledge to the academic field. So I guess I would say that, and that's why collaboration is very important, transdisciplinarity is very important, and also action is very important, not only to stay in the academy, but also to promote events and to bring this knowledge to the community. I'm not sure if I said whatever you expected, or if you want some specific thing, just let me know. And well, we are starting our road now, so we are be connected and we'll be able to develop more this idea of concept. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Vanessa. This was beautifully said and very comprehensive. So the key message from this slide is short-term and long-term vision, and also starting from the local, national, and the international level. So all of these frameworks of One Health, Planetary Health, and Eco Health, they are just like frameworks. So how can we translate that actually to be tangible on a person level? This is what we are trying to do in the MRN. And so let me ask you now, what priority research topics can you suggest in the short term and the long term? So if you are, for example, interested in mental health, what are the research topics that you want to integrate with other disciplines, for example?
Excuse me, Mona, can I just jump in for a minute?
Yes.
I think Kajelcha is able to speak now, and also we have Shayna and Percival in the new members. So maybe if they want to respond that and introduce a little bit themselves, it would be great. Thank you.
Yes, I really welcome them and support your saying, Vanessa. So let's hear from them.
Hello. 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 Really? Hello. Hello.
Kajelcha, we can't hear you very well. I'm not sure if you're speaking or.
Yes, maybe we can.
Yeah.
We can read from him on the chat, and then Celia, she can go in. So or Percival?
I think Shayla is trying to speak, or is it?
Hi, everyone. Are you able to
Oh.
hear me, Vanessa?
Perfect.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. First of all, I'm sorry I was a bit late. I was having issues with connecting. My network is quite unstable today. I had gone to my rural area. Anyway, my name is Sheila Chebichi. I'm from Kenya, the University of Eldoret. I'm currently a master's student pursuing community nutrition. And aside from that, affiliated to the Planetary Health Eastern African Hub, and I'm also the Planetary Health Campus Ambassador for our campus at the University of Eldoret. My research interests are definitely in the area of nutrition. Maternal and child nutrition are close to my heart. I'm also very much interested in exploring our local food system, especially when it comes to our indigenous foods. And recently, I've started gaining a lot of interest in the area of climate change and climate smart agriculture. So I'm so glad to be here, and I'm really excited to be a part of MRN and ACOFI. And I'm hoping to be able to interact, to collaborate, and to learn. And yeah, that's all. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Sheila. This is really beautiful to hear from you and
Hello?
all research interests. Yes. I'm afraid the network is again not stable on your side, so you can just chat in the chat inbox, and then we can respond there. So Percy, do you have anything to contribute with regarding this question, and also to give us a little bit about your background? Percy?
Hello, good greetings from Ghana. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Hi, so my name is Percival Agodo. I am a PhD student in dietetics. I have a background in community nutrition and dietetics, and I'm a dietitian, and I have interest in indigenous nutrition, planetary health, and I'm happy to be part of this meeting. And I sincerely have to apologize for joining late. I had a meeting with my PhD supervisor, which went beyond the closing time that we had originally scheduled. I'm hoping that there will be a recording that we can review, and I'll catch up on the conversations. Nice meeting you all.
Thank you so much, Percival. And yes, there is a recording, and I'm really happy that you were able even to join after this important meeting with your supervisor. So let's just proceed with our presentation. We will skip this part, so pardon me for the time that we are lacking to do some refreshment. But we are coming to the end, maybe, to this presentation, and let me invite Samuel Abimbola again to let us know what we intend to do by this gathering.
Hello, everyone, once again. What we intend to do, I'll keep it very brief. I think Dr. Mona has talked about that at the start of this meeting, and Yusuf extensively also talked on that. We intend to conduct research. That's how I'll put it. Of course, different kinds of research, different approach, different fields and disciplines. But the baseline of everything we're trying to do at the Mentor and Research Network is to put Africa on the research map, right? When you go online, when you go to research database like Scopus, PubMed, Google Scholar, we want to see research about Africa conducted by Africans from an Afrocentric point of view. We want to see this Global South representation by Global South researchers who are domiciled in the Global South, who can conduct research from a felt point and not a presupposed idea of what is happening. So we want the research to come from people who are in the environment, who are feeling the need for these activities to be conducted, thereby having a policy-oriented drive towards conducting research. That is the purpose of this research team, and that's what we're trying to do. We also understand that because of the diversity that we have in the block, we have researchers who are different levels of the research ladder, and we're trying to mentor the early career researchers like myself, so as to develop their research skills, research attributes, and to be able to churn out quality research papers that will be acceptable across the globe. And so these are the two basic things that the MRN is trying to do. Thank you very much. And so what we intend to do also, capacity building of our team members, just like I said, we're trying to see how we could develop the skills. Well, I do not think anyone would ever get to a point as a researcher where you become so versatile and knowledgeable that you do not need skill acquisition. New tools are being implemented in the tech space. These tools are being used in research and research translation. And so there's going to be the need for continuous capacity building in using some of the more recently developed tools. We want capacity building to be research inclined and researchers inclined. We also hope that to the best of our ability, we do not have conflict of interest in the research space, right? And where there are conflicts, either in ideology or in points of view, we believe that research should be conducted in such a way that such differences or such conflicts can be clearly elucidated and a compromise can be found where possible. We do not believe, or we do not accept or appreciate the fact that a conflict of ideology should lead to a conflict in interpersonal relationship. While there might be a conflict in our school of thought, while there might be a conflict in our point of views, we should try to keep this conflict as philosophical as possible without allowing it to affect the interpersonal relationship of the members in the network. We also hope that members will be able to work either in groups or independently. Yusuf had made some reference to these that we very much love people to keep with deadlines. And so either you're working as a team or you're working individually, we want people to be able to do this efficiently and effectively. We expect open-mindedness towards criticism. Criticisms, where necessary, should be constructive and not destructive, right? You criticize the point of view, do not criticize the person or the personality behind the opinion. So we can learn to grow together. And most importantly, there's that need for intuition and inquisition. Ask questions where you have doubts. Do not presuppose. Do not make suppositions that this is what this person was trying to say, or this is what the person might have been driving at. Where there are doubts or where there are gray areas, try to ask questions. Be open-minded. Can we go to the next slide, please? Thank you. Publishing areas. There are no limits to our publishing areas. Our publishing areas are as broad as possible because of the diversity of the researchers in the house. We're going to be conducting research that spans the space of social sciences, medical sciences, biological sciences. And recently, I've also been seeing that tilting towards the tradomedical space of research writing in the MRN. And we also want to see how we could use the indigenous skills and knowledge set of Africa to translate this indigenous knowledge. So what I'm trying to say is we do not have a kind of upper or lower limit that says we can only publish within this scope. Publishing research areas are as broad as the members of the house. And so if you have a research area, feel free to bring it to the group. You might find other people who are willing to collaborate with you. Do not think your research area is abstract. or it's non-relevant. Everything is relevant in science. That's what I believe. Everything continues to make sense, even to the point of nonsense. And from that nonsense, we pull out sense again. So we try to keep it as holistic. We try to keep it as broad as possible, but at the same time, we want to make sure it continues to be useful to us as a team and to Africa as a whole. Thank you very much. Budget and grant generation, very important. I know I and Dr. Bona have spoken about this in the past. I also remember there was this conversation between Vanessa, I think Vanessa was in-house there, and Chanel and Nathan and Nightingale, where we talked about the plans we have in the pipe to generate revenue. If we're going to conduct, presently we basically conducting secondary research. We've not been able to sit down and put some plans in place to execute primary research. I think once the registration is done and we are able to put together an on-ground team of researchers and maybe using affiliated research lab, we will begin to conduct primary research. And for us to do that, we need to apply for grants, we need to create a budget, and we hope to source for funds from both national and international organizations, as well as non-governmental organizations. There's these grants, not one, I know a few, not even one, there are quite a number of grants that are specifically targeting researchers from the global south or from low and middle income countries. I believe we can harness these opportunities to do something that would help Africa. Thank you very much. Is there still any slide I need to talk about? All right, discussions. I'll hand it over back to Dr. Mona. Thank you very much, Dr. Mona. Thank you, everyone.
So thank you very much, Samuel. This is really important to highlight. And now we need to hear from our participants here. Any insights before moving further to how we will achieve our aim through this network? Any reflection, any aha moments after everything that was showcased so far?
Yes, Tata Mona.
I'm so sorry. Who came first?
Yeah,
Joe?
Joe. Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
So thank you so much, and I want to use this platform to welcome our new members, and I'm so overwhelmed for this again opportunity to be part of this group. I think moving forward, we can still maintain. One recommendation is to maintain our Monday acquaintance group. That would be good. And then when these research people come out, those who are involved, maybe they can get us involved to make our little contribution. Whatever way we can, I will appreciate that so much. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Joe, for all your support and also for this kind words. So I really appreciate that. Yes, Dr. Noha, you had something in mind?
Yes, I was just echoing the part when we were saying that we should have kind of rules or ethics in the group. So we're all different and we should accept and embrace our differences. So even that we come from different cultures, from different personalities and a lot of things. So I think, and what I always teach to my students, even before telling them the scientific content of the subject, and this is what I really learned from the mentorship program of TUF, is how to accept the differences between each other and work in harmony with other people, just dealing with them as people, but generally we are all part of this one planet despite our differences. So we're just kind of in the same world together. So apart from how different we are, we should embrace our differences and work together in harmony. So this is what I just wanted to echo. Thank you.
Yeah, this is true, Dr. Noah, and I echo all what you said. So any other contribution to this discussion before we move to how we will achieve this strategically?
I see that Johannes has just jumped in. If you want to just say something very fast, we are running against time. Johannes, welcome. Another new member.
Welcome, Beth. Thank you very much.
Hello, Johannes.
Yes, I'm here.
So can you give us a little bit about your background?
Okay. I am postgraduate student in Jimma University. You know, Jimma University is one of the senior university in Ethiopia. My educational background is I am mental health professional, and I am instructor at Walaita Sodo University, and now attending master's program in Jimma University in mental health, integrated clinical and community mental health. So my research interest is I think mental health with One Health. Also, I have some short training in One Health core competency approach in CIH. So I am attending such short courses. So my interest is to connect mental health in environmental, animal, and another human health. Thank you very much.
This is very good, Johannes. I truly appreciate your area of interest and allow me to share with you my recently published paper on mental health, which is just coming in the publication journal few weeks in the line. So I truly appreciate your area of interest, Johannes, and all your ambitions and all what you have achieved so far. So regarding how we can do this work, thank you so much, Johannes. Actually, we cannot just like, thank you. This is really appreciated. As you can see in the slide here, we have plotted just like a row Gantt chart for the 6 months that you will be enrolled in, because the membership in MRN is renewed after these 6 months according to your participation, your activities, and also your willingness to achieve more within that space. So no pressure. After 6 months, if you decided to decline from this membership, and also if you are like too busy to engage or to commit to what we really expect from you. So to give you an idea about how work will be done, first of all, we are preparing a lot. So and this is like building the database, and I will share also with you on the email and on the WhatsApp group the Padlet link, which collects the biography and the profiles of all members so far. So regarding the preparation phase, we are really doing serious work and a lot of collaborative work, which is not really evident to all members, but we are trying to do our best. So this is regarding the preparation. The capacity building, we are holding in August a webinar on indigenous knowledge. What's the title, Vanessa? Maybe you can help with the title.
Okay. It's like it's connection between past, present, and future. Indigenous knowledge bringing this kind of wisdom towards solutions. This is the concept. I don't remember exactly the words.
It's like this because we have one of our objectives, number 5 or number 4 or 5. We have one of the objectives is about leveraging the invaluable insights of indigenous knowledge system to bridge the past, present, and the future in the determinants of health. And so keep on the outlook, because this webinar will be really a big one, a big event. We are having guest speakers, and we are having a lot of constructive discussions that can trigger a lot of research ideas. So in August, this will be one of our capacity building webinars that will happen on the 9th of August. We are also pleased to share with you Yola. He is also running like a workshop on bioinformatics. Yola, maybe he's not here in the meeting, but his webinars will be his workshop will be in the beginning of August, probably on the 2nd, 3rd, and 4th of August. So we will share also with you the registration link of that, so that you can catch up with this important workshop. And also our regular meeting will be towards the end of August. We will send you the agenda and the whole calendar of August, maybe tomorrow or after tomorrow, so that you can save the dates and prepare yourself to all these meetings. So basically, we are having just like 2 meetings per month. Otherwise, when we have like conferences and abstract submissions, or maybe if you read an interesting journal, an interesting paper that you want to share with others, and you want others to collaborate with you, then we also have a space called Journal Club. It's a WhatsApp group that you can share in it all the publications which is of your interest, while also writing a briefing about this article, not just sending stuff like this. No, we need really to be engaging more with others on the group, and so we will need to clarify what is the key message in this publication, or how we can build on it. And so this journal club is specifically for sharing publications. Otherwise, on the main MRN group, it's mainly social, and sometimes we even have to share on it some of the resources, although the Padlet link is the best link to add on it all the resources, because we don't want the WhatsApp group to be really busy. As far as I know from the check-in forms, most of you recommended the use of WhatsApp. So we are sticking to that platform so far. Let me also tell you that in the implementation phase, it's really crucial, because when you submit an abstract to any of the conferences that we will give you, all the information about, so that we can submit as a group. This is truly important, because it will really trigger this teamwork spirit. And so what Yusuf said, that in the in vivo conference we were able to augment this team spirit during our submissions to the conference, for example. And so, as you can see here, basically we have monthly meetings. We have also this mentorship cycle, which is each month we intend to pair 2 of the members together according to their areas of research interest, so that we can assign them something that will be in discussion. And then at the end of the month, with our meeting, we will hear from them what is the lessons learned from the material that was shared with both of them, and also how they can build on as future co-authors, or even any ideas that can really be fruitful for them. And so the pairing, as you can see the asterisk here, the pairing will be in August, September, October, November, and December, which is the end of the 6 month. After this, we will receive new members through a new registration link, and also it's up to you whether to renew your membership or to say, I will see you later if you have a lot of commitments. So any questions regarding the plan of work? Okay, so as you can see here, this is like the educational materials. We sometimes send you different webinars in different domains. This is to engage with all the members, and also to highlight that we are not working in silos. We need to broaden our knowledge in other disciplines also. And so all these resources are plotted here in the resources file, which is in the Padlet link, and also all the members' profiles will be showcased here. This is very important because usually I build this profile based on what you offer in the Google Slide application form. So if your Google Slide application form was not fulfilling all the details, it's just like affiliations only, then you will find your profile here like defective. It's not really enriched with your bio and with your research interest and everything. So I highly encourage you to revisit your profiles again before I start plotting it here in the Padlet link, because this is very important. When we have like webinars or like guest speakers, we share with them who we are by this Padlet link, because our website is still under construction. So this is all the material that can identify who are the members of the MRN. So far our members are distributed across Africa and the global south, but our intention is to bring the researchers of Africa on the map. We need to conduct research that will benefit the African continent and the global south by Africans, and not by helicopter researchers. Maybe Yusuf can tell you more about this idea of helicopter researchers. So to sum up, we tend to integrate our educational material, our social aspect, and also our scientific knowledge and research. So do we have any feedback to guide us on our journey as a closing thought to this conversation?
Well, has been a very nice journey, very well presented, and I'm very glad that we're starting a new piece of the road together with you, everybody that came in. Thank you very much, and let's move on to change the scenario, right? Together. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Vanessa. And I can see the hand of Nathan is raised, so let's hear from you, Nathan.
Yes, thank you, Mona and the MRN team for the amazing content today. My message is really to the new people joining the ACOFI and MRN community, along with those who have been with us for some time. And it's to talk about empowerment, that we want you to know that this is a space where we are all leaders, and it's really up to us how far we can go together. The challenges are huge, and it's never easy to start a new project from scratch with no resources and no support that's hidden or anywhere. So it's really up to us to leverage our networks, our partners, many of which have been shared today, So I think that that's the strongest foundation we can build on. There may be something which sounds so nice on paper with the language, but they may not actually embody that collaborative spirits, that value-centered approach to really seeing the need to work together to transform the status quo, to actually harmonize and align with ecology and our shared home in nature. And so really hoping that once you're here together with us, we'll never part. We're on this journey, hopefully for life, because for sure, these challenges are not going to go away. Probably they will just expand as the new generation comes in. And so we're doing this on behalf of them. And the challenge is up to us to be sure that we stay together through thick and thin with all of the twists and turns that come along the journey. But I'm sure that what's ahead of us will continue to be exciting. And just to know that in Swahili, we say, pamoja twaweza, meaning together we are able. So really to lean into that idea of celebrating the beauty of diversity and the amazing potential that we have whenever we unite together.
Thank you so much, Nathan. And I really re-emphasize on the issue that anthropocentrism and all the health challenges, they are on the rise. And also we need to adopt a holistic approach and to be really aware of all the entanglement of this current situation. So thank you so much, Nathan, for this. Johannes, yes, I can see your hands.
Okay. Can I continue my feedback?
Yes, please, we can hear you.
Okay, thank you. My idea here is like you are mentoring the young scholars to have a good skill in his research activity. I hope it's better to give some software application, the software trainings, short trainings, because it is essential nowadays to conduct any type of research like primary, basic, or systematic review. It's very essential because young scholars are graduates from university, have a lack of skill in applying softwares like SPSS, EndNotes, and reference managers. So it's better to give such like short trainings to make researchers capable of further research activity. Thank you.
This is really a great idea, and we will put that in our agenda of priorities. And allow me also to invite you to listen to the academic writing workshops that we have conducted last maybe March. It's present on the YouTube, maybe, Nathan, or it's not on the YouTube. So I don't really remember. But they are like resources that we can offer now. So I will check with Nathan, and then I will come back to you. But also I need to know if you are on the WhatsApp group so far or not yet, because sometimes it's much easier to loop in the conversation when you are reachable on various platforms, you know. So anyone here who didn't yet visit our WhatsApp group, please do. We provided the link in the email, so please do, so that we can connect more. Thank you so much, Johannes, and thank you for your question. Yes, Abibala?
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Oh, okay, yeah, I wanted to talk about, thank you so much for your time, and thank you so much for the session. Yeah, I wanted to talk about joining the platform. I'm here to be on the platform. And secondly, I want to add to what Johannes said just now about trying to engage individuals who are early career researchers in different aspects of research, maybe probably programs that will enhance the research writings and the likes. And I'm quite happy and glad that Dr. Mona just mentioned some activities that have been done in the past, probably because we're just joining, and that's something that we need to like check up and in order to just build capacity and to learn more about research writing. I think activities, programs, sessions that will also enhance researchers, especially early career researchers, on ways to navigate properly when writing should be also be put into considerations as well. I think that's just my own submission. And thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Habiballah. And it's really important that we identify all these gaps and all your needs by the feedback forms that we distribute regularly during maybe pre-event or post-event, so that we can know what's your need and what are your expectations. So maybe also regarding sharing resources, Vanessa can talk about this and the issue that sometimes we have our own resources in the MRN as we are a closed group. So maybe Vanessa, you can clarify this to our members so that they can know what to share and what not to share.
Okay, well, yeah, we focus, since we are so overloaded with information nowadays, and we have many different groups and many information going on in different platforms, we really ask to keep straight with the focus in our research and research field, right? Paying attention to values, objectives, and mission. So it's very important to read that and to incorporate this universe and to keep the conversation focused in this field. I mean, is that clear, or is that clear?
To me, maybe partially.
Partially. So yes, avoiding disruptions with different like personal or like political, religious, and you know, things that are not related to our planetary health search, you know, this interconnected fields. Yeah, so if you want to ask anything, just let me know, because for me, I would say that.
Thank you so much for clarifying that, Vanessa. And also let me say that, for example, one of our international meetings, we were unfortunate to have Zoom bombers, you know. So I mean that whatever we are sharing on the MRN or Akofi, just please note that these links are specifically for you and not to be shared outside our group. Because maybe this unfortunate event, Nathan, you can also mention that, because sometimes we do it like in a benign way, and then it turns out to be like we are being bombarded, you know. So please, any links, anything that you would like to share, just let us know, and we can. Yes, Vanessa?
That's what I was going to mention too. Like, besides this communication and what to post and what not to post, we really ask to keep our information, all the papers, all the research, everything that we share within us. And if you would like to share this with people from outside, just please talk to us first. You know, yeah, this is very important too. Like, whatever is shared within the community, we hope to keep it within. Thank you.
And I will build on what you said, Vanessa, and that's why membership. The membership of the MRN is exclusively for the ACOFI members, so that they will first recognize the values and our ethics within ACOFI, and then we will take them as members in the MRN, because we are adopting the same value system of ACOFI, which is trust, tolerance. What else, Samuel? Maybe Samuel, you were in this drafting process of the values. So when it comes to research and the credit of authorship and all this complicated stuff, then we really have to have this integrity in dealing with our scientific material and this framing. So Vanessa, yes?
Yes, I can say the values is like collaboration, diversity, equity, justice, humility, indigenous wisdom, integrity, peace, responsibility, tolerance, Ujima, which is collective work and responsibility, Umoja, which is unite, Ubuntu, Undungu, which is togetherness. So those are like our universe that I mentioned before that we keep within this.
Yes, thank you so much, Vanessa. I love that you can recall all these.
I was reading.
So, maybe Samuel, if you would like also to stress on any of the points that we mentioned before we close this meeting. Yes, maybe I will invite Leola or Samuel if you are ready. So I don't know, maybe Leola, yes?
Dr. Mona, thank you for facilitating this meeting. It's really a pleasure to see everyone here today, both the old and new members of the ACOFI MRN. So I would just like to extend my greetings and congratulations to the new members. And I hope and believe that they've understood our objectives and goals for the ACOFI Mentorship Research Network. And I hope to work with everyone as time goes on. And I hope our objectives are being fulfilled as we proceed. I just have a suggestion regarding, what we can do going forward. And this is something Samuel has mentioned. I just want to stress it. So I would say that we can foster collaborations amongst ourselves, most especially those in academia. I believe that they are key in helping us achieve primary research and transiting from just secondary research to primary research. So if you have those within academia in us, amongst them, their ACOFI MRN, they can tell us about their ongoing projects in the lab and possible ways we can collaborate in these ongoing projects. And I also think another way we can go forward is by applying for grants, as this would facilitate us to carry out more primary research. I think funding is very important, and there are usually numerous grants out there that we can share amongst ourselves and look at how we can use these resources and opportunities to further propel our work here in the MRN. Thank you so much. I yield the mic now.
Thank you so much, Leola, and this is very important, the things that you said. And also, please share with us on the main, maybe the main group even, the main ACOFI or the MRN, your workshop, which is happening in early August. so that members can register. It's free registration and it's a very interesting workshop. So please don't forget, Leola, the correct link and also giving a briefing about the purpose of this workshop. So thank you so much, Leola. So maybe I can invite in with the final emphasizing words from Samuel. So Samuel, if you can give us like the last 5 minutes of this talk.
Hello, Dr. Mona. Thank you very much. I hope I do not get to use up the 5 minutes. I would like to hand it over to Nathan at the end of my talk for him to give us a closing remark. For my end, I would like to say it's been a pleasure to be here. It's been of recent, it's been very difficult for me to make out time due to conflict of activities to attend most of our meetings. And so I'm so happy to be here this evening, and it's my delight to have met all these new and wonderful faces. Coming together here is not just for us to see our faces. The MRN is not a social event where we just sit around and have lunch and all. Although the socialization, meeting one another is a side attraction to what we do. We're not putting it away, but at the same time, the core of our activities is research. Recently, we rolled out this pairing. It's my fault. I must confess and apologize to everyone that I've not been consistent. I remember the point we had the pairing where we used to keep up with monthly peers, where two members rather gets to know more about themselves, share ideas on research subjects, get to know, just talk about different things. And I think, to the best of my knowledge, the pairing initiative was quite a success. I remember once I was paired for the month with Yusuf, and that was the time I got to know more about his research areas, the things he was doing, and the opportunities for collaboration research-wise. I would try, if possible, to implement this pairing again. And if I'm unable to find time, I would like to hand over the task. I'll try to hand over the task to someone else to pair especially the budding members and the new members of this group, so that we can create holistic research ideologies. Now, if you have a pair, for example, if I and Vanessa are paired for the month, it doesn't necessarily mean Vanessa and I must work on that research idea that drops during our conversations. Both of us can come up with a research plan or a research proposal, share it with the group, and ask for other people who are interested in collaborating on such work. I think in the next 1 to 2 months, if we are able to do that, we should be able to see how much effort we can put into writing, even if it's review or perspective articles for the rest of the year. We still have about 5 months, if I'm right, about 4 or 5 months to go for 2022. So if we work together as a team, we might be able to come up with, let's say, 5, 6, or even more research ideas and use it as an avenue to mentor the early career researchers on scientific writings. And so we can use this to help them. Some of them are not very versatile scientific writers. This is an avenue to develop their scientific contributions, working in teams, working in peers, giving them little contributions. Yusuf has been doing that. Somehow I feel Yusuf is very much qualified to do this. He's been doing it already with his mentoring group. He can continue to do it. So that's my closing remark. That's the final bit I want to add, that we should, as much as possible, try to give our time, our efforts into scientific writings. If you've never done it before, start. If you've been doing it before, improve. If you're a genius at it, if you're a guru at scientific writing, try to mentor those who are just coming up. That way, according to how it's written in one of the holy books, iron will sharpen iron, and your knowledge would sharpen my knowledge will sharpen your knowledge, and together we would have a host of research publications coming from the MRN, thereby putting the Mentoring Research Network and Kofi as a household name in African research. And so thank you very much, everyone, for the time and everything. Time really constrains me, and I must say it's been a pleasure to be here, but at the same time, I need to call it a day with you all for today. Thank you very much. Sincere regards and appreciation to you all. Bye from here.
Thank you so much, Samuel, and allow me to highlight that tomorrow or after tomorrow, we will come up with the shuffling of the members together. all the new members, and the old members, it's up to them if they would like to join the pairing or not. But also, most importantly, we will also share with you the resources that you will discuss with your pairing member. So that at the end of August, with our second meeting, we will discuss together what are the lessons learned. And so if you fail to reach to your pair, for example, then you let us know so that we can speak to him or her directly and connect you with the person. So I think that we have just like 1 minute to go. So Nathan, if you would like to say anything before we close this meeting.
I'll be quick, and it's with the theme of the letter S. So talking about science, very closely tied to research, as we all know, but also tying in spirit and soul and even stories. So with the stories, ultimately, our hope is that this is a beautiful, amazing story of all of us as a community, separated by time and space, but connected by our values, our spirits, and our soul. And so that we can have gratitude for those who came before us, our ancestors, for giving us the privilege to be together, to be alive, and to be here together in such an amazing space, healing spaces. And so that's the invitation for us to think about the stories that we are actively generating through what we say, what we do. And so inviting us to have this be a story that we'll be proud to tell to those who come after us. And again, to express our gratitude for the opportunity to be here together in soul and in spirit. Thank you all.
Thank you so much, Nathan, and thank you everyone for joining the MRN and for your trust in the work we are doing in the MRN. We are looking forward to your commitment. We are looking forward to publishing and conducting meaningful research that has its implementation tangible on a community-based level. So with this, I would like to send my warm greetings also to Nightingale, and to let you know that no road is long with good company. And since we are starting this journey, so we are looking forward to engaging more with each and every one of you and to enjoy our gathering. So thank you so much once again, and
thank you very much.
Thank you, and keep your virtual presence with the with your presence in the WhatsApp group, and also by responding to emails as much as possible. So thank you once again, and bye for now.
Thank you. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you, Vanessa. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you so much.
Bye.
Bye-bye.